We're covering everything lash glue. Understanding your lash glue is so important and key, especially for things like retention. We don't want bad retention, and knowing how to use your glue properly really makes things so much better. So I'll be showing you how to actually physically use your glue, but also to manage the environment for your glue to work ideally in. Because each glue, you have to know the ideal temperature and humidity for the glue, which if you don't know this is key. So where you can find this information is either on your website of the glue that you bought from, or it might also be on the bottle. So definitely go check that out if you don't know it already. For the glue that I have, the humidity is 45% to 65%, and the temperature is 24 degrees to 28 degrees. But you also have to find what works best in your environment, because you need to find the correct numbers that work for the glue. For example, if we have a high temperature of, let's say 28, if it's 28 degrees and your room is also high in humidity and it's 65 degrees, the glue is going to dry too fast to a point you're not going to be able to use it properly, because the temperature gives the energy of the reaction of the glue to actually dry, but the humidity also makes it cure faster. So if it's both high, the glue is going to dry too fast and you're not even going to get an extension on the natural lash. And this can be so frustrating when this happens, especially if you don't know how to fix it. So if you wanted to fix that, you need to make sure you are lowering your humidity or finding that balance, because this works either way. So if you had the general rule is like, if you have a high humidity, you want a little bit of a lower temperature. And if you had high temperature, you want a bit of a low humidity to sort of balance it out, as too high is going to be terrible. But also if it's both low temperature, so say it's 24 degrees and 40% humidity, the glue is not going to dry quick enough as well. It's going to dry too slow to a point where the extension and the glue, it starts sticking to all of the other natural lashes, and then you start getting stickies and it's just not sticking at all, and it's absolute hell when it happens. Like, oh, if this has happened to you, damn, if you know type of situation, because it is horrible and you don't want to go through that situation. I promise you, it is stress. What you want to be doing is making sure you're finding the ideal temperature and humidity for your glue to maximize your retention and the best use out of your glue. So humidity is the amount of moisture in the air, and the more moisture there is, the quicker the glue will dry. So how we can tackle this is, but if your humidity is too high, you would have to go and get a dehumidifier. They can be a little bit pricey. You need to make sure you get a big one, because the small ones, I found they don't work. So that is an investment that you're going to have to make into your business, because if your humidity is crazy, your retention is just not going to work out and it's just going to be hell for you. So it's an investment that is necessary to take place. But if your humidity is low, there's more cost-effective ways of sorting that out. So first off, we can start with getting a towel, a little damp towel, placing it on your radiator, and then the moisture from that will go into the air, raising the humidity of the room. You can also place little dots of water around the eye patches with a microfiber tip. That can also help. If you're just in a rush, I've done this many times when I've seen my humidity has gone really low. Like even now I'm seeing that my humidity has gone really low. But overall, when you are wanting to measure these things, make sure you have a hygrometer. This is what measures the temperature and the humidity at the same time. And this is what you need to keep an eye on to make sure your room is in the correct conditions. Here is the hygrometer. Make sure you are measuring with one of these. It is essential, guys. You can also get a humidifier as well. These can be really nice, as you can drop like essential oils in there. I personally have one in my room and it makes the room smell nice. I put little lavender drops in there. Your clients will love it too, so that is a great one for increasing the humidity. Your glue will last you 6 months if you have not opened it. It has a shelf life of 6 months overall. But once you've opened it, it can last 30 to 60 days, depending on how much you're using it, because when you use it, sometimes some air can get into the glue. So 30 to 60 days, and then I would go on to changing to a new glue, have it all fresh, making sure there's not been too much reactions. But yeah, changing the glue is really important, because sometimes the glue can get a bit gloopy over it's hit that 2-month period where it's not working at its ideal point. Therefore, that can really affect retention. So we don't want to be doing that, do we? We've got a new glue here, so we're just gonna open this one up, and then you've got the glue, and it also comes with one of these to open it. So we'll just put this one to the side, and we're going to shake this glue. And you want to shake this glue for 60 seconds. This is because it's the first time you're opening this glue, and it sort of splits like water and oil sort of thing. The ingredients split So you want to shake it to bring them back together, because if you start using it and you haven't shaken it and it's only part of the product is on the top and part of the product is at the bottom, you're only going to have part of the product in your glue ring and it's not all the glue together. Therefore the glue is not going to stick or work, and that is horrendous. So make sure you are shaking it for 60 seconds for the first use, and then once you're using it again and again, after this you can just shake it for 20 to 30 seconds and it should be fine just before you're using the glue. And normally I shake it side to side just so that the glue doesn't actually go into the nozzle. If you shake it up and down, sometimes the glue can get into the nozzle. Shake it side to side. So to open the glue, we want to pop this one in, pop that in, that will open the glue up. And put this one to the side, and we're going to get a lint-free wipe and burp the glue. This is applying a little bit of pressure, releasing any air that might be in the nozzle, and then making sure that you have wiped it after, making sure there's no residue of glue left around the nozzle, as this can build up. And now we're going to do is put the glue in the glue ring. We do this, we turn the glue upside down, and we just give it a gentle squeeze. And a little bit more. And that's how you put the glue in the glue ring. And then once you have done this, you get a lint-free wipe, and then we wipe it and make sure there is no glue left on the nozzle. And then sometimes I also give it another burp just to make sure that the nozzle is all clear for future use. And then once that's all done, get the glue, put the lid back on, and then you are ready to lash away with your glue ring. Each glue has a different drying time. When you are purchasing, make sure you are looking at which drying time that is. Normally for beginners, I would say a 3-second drying time glue is perfect, as it gives you a little bit more time to do all the movements as you are still learning and gaining confidence in everything. Although as you progress on, I would recommend a 1-second drying time, which is great, does the job. It's once you sped up and you are confident in lashing, I would say you go onto this glue. I guess it depends on how much practice you've done. Although I would say going onto a 1-second glue is great after you are more confident in lashing. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to leave them in the comments and I will be answering. And any video recommendations that you would like to see, let me know.